Hello everyone, and welcome back to Dynasty Warriors 9, my blind playthrough. Right now what we're doing is we're working on heading up here, where this level 34 thing is, because I'm very curious what it is. So far, a lot of my curiosity and exploration has ended in complete and utter disappointment, but for the sake of giving this an honest playthrough, I keep saying that, we're gonna go ahead and check it out. Now, if you're just joining me, I did up the difficulty to hard because I felt like normal playing on normal felt like I was playing on like easy or very easy, because I wasn't really taking damage, I wasn't really getting hit, and I've discovered that it doesn't seem to make much of a difference. The only difference that hard seems to do is that I'm just taking more damage, or like if I do actually get hit, it takes off like a quarter of my health as opposed to like a really small sliver. So doing these extra things does reward you with scrolls, which, you know, I guess if you craft is worth it in the long run, but it also looks like you can purchase a lot of the things that you make with scrolls, and does it truly matter? That's just going to be the unofficial tagline of this game. Dynasty Warriors 9. Does it really matter? Because everything that I've done so far, I'm like, does it really matter if I do this? Is there a faster way to do it? Does it really matter if I'm exploring the map? Does it make a difference?
It's time to take the attack to the enemy.
Showing all these assault captains and
Behold my spiral flame!
still mowing down hordes of enemies, which is very satisfying. Always a satisfying thing to do. It's just they don't have the AI that they had in previous games. Not that in Dynasty Warriors AI was sophisticated, but it at least provides you a little bit more of a challenge in the past. I've actually had some people say, well, that's the point of hack and slash, is that you're button mashing. Well, I do when I don't do a certain amount of button mashing. I mean, I watch my character carefully, and if I see certain hits aren't landing, then I try something else. It looks like I'm just button mashing, but I'm really not. I mean, if you saw my controller, I mean, I'm combining charge attacks and flow attacks and trigger attacks. I used to be a button masher for Dynasty Warriors, because Dynasty Warriors 4, I did a lot of button mashing. I didn't really use charge attacks too much, because I wasn't very good at using them. I actually have since gotten better, and I know that was something that a lot of people complain about in my previous, like, Dynasty Warriors 4 Unlockable series. They're like, you don't use charge attacks, that's so infuriating. It's just, I know. I wasn't good at using them. I'm not going to be like I am the end-all, be-all expert of Dynasty Warriors, because I am not. I enjoy the games. Does that mean I'm good at them? No, but I don't think you have to be good at something to enjoy it. That's what I always try to tell my students, because you know, it's really important for them to learn how to be artistic when they're kindergartners, before someone comes along and tells them that they're doing it wrong. You want to teach them, you want them to have a love of writing and any kind of arts, and you want them to have a love of the sciences as well. but it's all about your attitude. I guess I got him without realizing it. I always loved art. You know, I loved drawing, paint, but I was always afraid of trying different things. I was afraid of paint. I was afraid of really any other medium other than like drawing with pencil and drawing with, you know, not color markers, color pencils and regular pencils. I like charcoal. I went to a very competitive school. Very, very competitive, very high standards, very, and that's not a bad thing. I think it's wonderful. Like, I have very high standards for my students, and some people would probably say, oh, that's a little bit intense for kindergarten. But here's the deal. The students that I have can, you know, if you do it the correct way, if you have those high standards, your kids can absolutely, I mean, we underestimate kids. We really, really do, and the stuff that they can do. And, you know, I would rather teach my students, you know, this is a vertical line, this is a horizontal line, instead of everybody do a hot dog fold and everybody do a hamburger fold, you know, because why not teach them what it's called? Why not teach them the words horizontal and vertical? They're old enough to learn it. If you teach it the right way and you have the positive attitude and you're fostering a love of learning in them, they can get it. I think in the past I've had colleagues and I've had supervisors that are a little like, wow, she's a little intense, but for good reason. Now, granted, I completely recognize that there are situations where a student might not be able to meet your expectations. It is perfectly reasonable to lower those expectations. It just sounded like somebody opened my garage. It's perfectly reasonable to lower expectations for particular students, but you should lower them with the anticipation that you want them to meet smaller goals before getting to their ultimate goal. And every student learns differently. But back to what I was talking about as far as art goes. A super competitive school district. I really value the education that I received there.
Can't bear this any longer.
I really did. High school was very rough for me. Is that it? Did I finish this?
The tiger of Shandong.
I don't see any more like critical red or. Oh, wait, there's some salt capped in there. Okay. And I always had an interest in art and drawing, and it was something that I really tried to cultivate myself. And a lot of it involved, of course, copying things. Copying drawings, learning how to. I really liked. I still have this one pencil drawing I did of Ocarina of Time Link. That it wasn't a tracing, but it was a copy of him. It's a pretty iconic picture, but it's him with a bow and arrow, and he's like aiming, you know, at the person, like kind of like at the camera, and one of his eyes is closed. So if you like look up like Ocarina of Time art, it's probably. I want to say it would be one of the first things to pop up, but I could be completely wrong. You know, but I like those kinds of things. And I had friends and peers that were like, wow, you're really good at art, but...
You can do better.
Excuse you? I'm all perturbed. A stupid private was like, you can do better. I'm trying to make my way up to this tower, if you're wondering what I'm doing. Just because I passed it and I felt like, I probably should have gotten it. Unfortunately, it didn't, it's not that I didn't cultivate it, but if you wanted to be good at something in the district that I went to, and you weren't just automatically like, you know, talent, or you didn't already have, I'm wary about using the word talent. I like skill, because yes, people can be talented with certain things. Some people can be gifted with a beautiful singing voice, and some people can possess the desire to be a singer, but maybe their voice, no matter how much they train it, just sounds dreadful. But I'm trying to use my words delicately here, but in the school that I went to, if you didn't have already some semblance of a natural talent or an already developed skill and something that you wanted to try, they didn't really help you cultivate it, which was a shame, because I always wanted to learn about painting. I always wanted to learn calligraphy. I wanted to learn how to use pastels, things like that. But the art teachers that we had, if you couldn't do something to what their standards were, they would literally just take. I have this one piece of art actually that my mom still has. It's a bust that I had made during our sculpture unit in it was my junior or senior year of high school, and I call him my French Rastafarian because he has like Rasta hair, but he also has a beret. And I don't know why I made him like that. I just was experimenting, and I was like, oh, this looks kind of cool. But every time I see it, I look at the nose because I know that I wasn't the one who did the nose. And that was 14 years ago now, 14, 15, almost 15 years ago now that happened. And looking at that, I still remember my art teacher, I don't want to say her name, but my art teacher saying, oh no, that doesn't look right, and taking it from me and sculpting the nose herself.
In a nearby village. He's rejected our offers, but I'm certain he'll be lamenting Dong's.
Sure. Hey, granted, I'm 31 years old now. That kind of stuff doesn't... I can get over that crap. But... boy, the music just got really epic.
Those unsightly positions. Follow me. Put down the gold and supplies and go. Otherwise, you die.
It happened to me with photography as well. I fell in love with photography. Did I start taking it my senior year, junior year of high school? I think senior year of high school. Absolutely fell head over heels in love with photography. And I had a really great... okay. I had a really great photography teacher. He was fantastic. I wish I could remember his name. I remember his face. This cute little guy that had a mustache and a little goatee, and he was just very kind. And one of my first photography projects was documenting the fallout shelters in Pittsburgh. And that was just taking pictures of fallout shelter signs throughout Pittsburgh. And I called it Project Sanctuary, and it was like searching for Pittsburgh's last, remaining symbols of false hope. Because fallout shelters didn't do crap. They were just like basements. And I actually have a fallout shelter sign. I just remembered that I need to hang somewhere in my house because I may have acquired it not legally. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Sorry, I couldn't be more of a...
I still remember that day. That was really fun. Where I acquired the fallout shelter sign that... okay, I stole it. I stole it off the building, but the building wasn't taking care of it. And I was like, this is a piece of history right here. I'm going to take it, and I'm going to take care of it. And I still have it. And actually...
Bandits! Somebody!
who is screaming? I just killed a bandit. There's nobody up there. Oh, it's just all the messages are behind. So I loved photography, and I thought, this is an art that I feel comfortable with, and that's great. And I can branch out into other things now that I've kind of found my comfort zone. And when I got to college, I mean, in all fairness, I don't know how many of you are in college or have experience with college, or I have a bachelor's degree in communications. I have a minor in film studies. I am also certified in professional writing, and I have a master's degree in elementary ed. I have a certification as reading specialist, which require an additional year of schooling. I'm also certified as a librarian, so I can teach K through 6, just general classroom. I can teach library from pre-K up till 12th grade, and I can assist reading specialists. Is just, oh, I didn't mean to use that. Assisting students who need extra assistance with reading.
Sorry.
So that's just it. I know there's another spot to check. College was, I don't know how many of you have experience with college, but you know, especially freshmen have that like kind of God mentality where like I know everything, and I was that kind of freshman. It was more just that I was insecure in my own abilities, and I had a falling out with a friend that you know, over my photography, and I dropped it completely. And then a few years later, like when I went to grad school, that's when I went digital, because when I was, you know, when I was that age, we had digital cameras, but it was still, oh, shut up. It was still, you're surrounded. There's one guy. It's one guy, dude. And there's two of you. Drama queen, swear to God. Okay. I'm sorry, my stories are getting choppy. It's just I'm trying to also focus on what I'm doing while I'm usually very good at multitasking while playing, and I wouldn't say I'm doing poorly here. It's just there are moments where I have to stop and just think like, okay, what was it that I was trying to do now?
Searching for a scholar?
So I was talking about photography.
I just saw someone like that, heading towards the Yellow River.
Are you going to tell me where that is? Where is that? Well, I'll be with you in just a second. I'm gonna go up here and get this waypoint. It's this mountain. Can I just? Nah. Just gonna jump up the mountain. Just gonna Skyrim it, bitches. No, you guys are not bitches. I'm just saying that in general. I'm playing this game with headphones and I'm hearing woo, 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 some kind of weird bird or owl or something right there. I thought it was a mourning dove at first, and okay. My photography professor was a relatively nice guy, but he was rough. He didn't like how I printed some of my photos, because we were doing that was still, you know, 35 millimeters. So, you know, when I was in high school and stuff, we had dark rooms. It wasn't, I'm sure that universities still have dark rooms, but I mean, the primary focus was film. It was, you know, 35 millimeter film. I hear that bird again. Whoop, 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 whoop.
You wish to speak to me? What's... I am
I'm a
a
hypocrite. I've turned my back on
I have turned my...
Yeah, you'll
but
Oh,
get
I will
drunk too.
accompany you as far as Luoyang. There may... You are fools to challenge the tiger!
Is that it? Okay. And, oh, is lowered to level 30. But that's our next goal. Is heading over there and seeing what the hell that thing is. I went digital when I hit grad school, when I finally decided to get back into photography, and I got really good at it. And then it happened again around when I believe I was teaching first grade, or started teaching first grade, that I started to get really insecure about my abilities with photography, and I dropped it again, and I haven't done it since. And photography and I have such a strange relationship. But I have explored other areas of art. I love using paint pens. I love using watercolor pens, especially. I have a lot of watercolor pens. I love doing graffiti. It's just, the thing that makes me sad is that I didn't have the cultivation that I really needed I wasn't offered the kind of foundation that I really needed to like cultivate something better in art. And yes, some of that responsibility falls on me, but when you're a child as well, it's really important for you, if you're interested in art, to have those role models, to people who say that, I know you really want to be good at art. Here's what you can do to improve this. Not, you know, a art teacher ripping a sculpture out of your hand and saying, no, you can't do it, let me do it. Instead of just showing you how to frickin' do it. And what breaks my heart is that teaching kindergarten, I have students who come in at 5 years old, self-conscious about their art style already. Like, I had this one boy who would break down crying every time we would have to color. Because he said, I can't color, I don't color good. And, you know, my girls were so sweet. I had these most patient girls in the world sitting with him, and they were like, look, no, this is how you do it. And they like, see, look, you just take a crayon and you put it to the paper. And they were just, I had such a great group this past school year of just wholesome and wonderful, loving children. And he eventually built up his confidence to the point where, you know, he would color when we needed to. And coloring is a very important skill in kindergarten because it really helps them to build those fine motor skills, which are, if you're not familiar with fine motor, is that those are the muscles in your hands. I, interestingly enough, have very poor fine motor control when it comes to handwriting because I have held my pencil incorrectly since I was in kindergarten. Nobody ever showed me how to hold it correctly, so I still hold my pencil incorrectly, and it hurts my hand. I try to hold my pencil correctly, like I'll go back and forth, but see, those muscles in my hand are so underdeveloped after, you know, 20 plus years of holding my pencil incorrectly that you know, there are things that I could do, of course, yeah, to really help myself. I prefer typing over writing. If I take my time, my handwriting looks good, but man, does it hurt my hand after a while. Rather than my husband works, you know, he writes like a typewriter. But I didn't have anybody on my report card. I loved my kindergarten teacher when I was a kid. But on my kindergarten report card, we still have this one, too. It's in my memory box. It says, like, Elise doesn't hold her pencil correctly. And I was like, all right. I don't recall someone ever showing me how to do that. How you hold a pencil correctly. And, but so fine motor skills are really important. And coloring is actually a very good way to help a child develop fine motor skills. So, you know, when I force my kids to color and I'm like, nope, you got to color it nicely, try to stay in the lines, it's because I'm worried about them building up those muscles in their hands. It's just a level 27 assault captain. Is that all it is? Is that all that's going on up here? I was hoping for something a little bit more exciting.
So busy. They forgot to protect this spot. I suppose I can look after it.
I was hoping for something with a little more oomph up here, but they're just assault captains. Yeah, this looks like it's all that is. Well, at least I'm being helpful.
I'm going to support our reinforcements.
I don't think you really need reinforcements because you're pretty saturated up here. But anytime we do, I separate like my coloring times or my art times when we do art together in two different ways. And I always tell my students that you can be like, maybe we're illustrating something that we just read about. So I would expect them to, you know, if they're illustrating a character, to try to make the character look as close to the character as they possibly can. So if the character had blue eyes, they draw it with blue eyes. If the character had dark skin, then they give them dark skin. If they had brown hair, I have to make sure that they don't give them purple hair. Just because that's a different skill. That's not dictating art. That is, that's more of a comprehension skill as well as a direction following skill. But then there are times where my kids know that they can use, you know, silly colors and be like, maybe it's a picture that we're drawing in our journal, and there are certain days where I want them to make the picture look as realistic as possible, but then there are other days where I'm like, if you want to make the sky orange, if you want to make you know, your hair blue, you know, have at it. Because it's important for them to have also that element of creativity. But what that is that's teaching them that there's a time and a place for things. And, you know, if you are trying to document reality, you know, the reality is that, you know, there's a bear isn't blue. And that cats aren't, you know, pink or purple. That humans have, you know, we have colorful eye, we have colored eyes, but, you know, you're not going to look at, unless they have contacts in, you're not going to look at them and they have red eyes. This is kind of a big tangent I went off on, but I just trying to prevent myself from going too quiet. I called this. Didn't I call this that this would just end in disappointment? I got a lot of gold for doing it. And I leveled up. But I was like, whoa, what's that up there? It's level 31, or it was 34, I think the last time I looked at it. All right, I think it's about time. What is this? I think it's about time to head towards Hu Lao Gate. See what's going on over there. Whew. Escort the self-defense squad. I'm looking for things that fill out these, because I know some of them I think are just ancillary, like, you know, you can do them or you don't have to do them, but I wonder if there's a benefit to finishing all of the quests that are actually listed, things like this. The ones that have scrolls, because you get scrolls from doing them, don't you? So that's probably why I'm like low on certain scrolls.
Who saved a whole village from Dong Zhuo? Dong Zhuo's forces are closing in on our village, but we may also encounter
Yeah.
Oh, you.
Because I've definitely. Whoa. Okay. I've definitely. Which way are we going? I hope we're going this way, because that's the way that I'm going. Okay, that is the way we're going.
Halt! The enemy is on.
Actually, let me check my scrolls real quick. Items, scrolls, accessories. Yeah, see, I don't have the next scroll for the tiger fang. I have it for the deer charm, gold earrings. I don't know if I permanently lost the chance to get these, because in previous levels I didn't finish all the scroll quests because I wasn't quite sure what I was doing up until now. So if you're looking to learn how to craft certain scroll, or if you're looking to obtain certain scrolls so you learn how to craft something, it's worth doing these extra things. From what I've learned so far, you can just buy stuff though. Durable lumber.
You've got some nice armor there. How about you share it with me?
Behold my spiral flame! Let's go capture one of those unsightly positions. Follow me.
You need to be more aware of your surroundings. You're going to be that careless. You deserve to be attacked.
I wouldn't flatter yourself into thinking that you're threatening, you know, because it hasn't been hella easy so far. Well, that's been the case for most enemies, so. Okie dokie. I'm gonna actually really just quickly check. Oh, wait, that's. I said power, right? That's what I want to upgrade. Just because I wanted my attack to go up so I can help whittle down. Since the battles aren't terribly, you know, thrilling. Oh. Shock battery is low. Should last for the rest of this recording, though. The faster that I can make certain battles go, I think the happier I'll be. So if I can just increase my damage for the hits that I land, that'll make this feel maybe a little bit less tedious. Oh, is that a compliment coming from you? Let's see. Oh, are we about done here? Wait, what's that? That's just for some reason.
We're almost at the village. Just a little more.
Okay. What's up?
Welcome, welcome.
I don't know.
Do please come again.
I wish to fight, right by your side. I am sure the others will also join in the coalition.
Okay, you are really enthusiastic
You are
about it.
fools to challenge the tiger.
Excellent. Your prowess in battle is
Okay, so we've done everything but this one. And what is it? What's it say? It doesn't say anything. Let's head up there. Just since I've done all of the other ones, I might as well take a look at what this one is since it's the last one before we head to Hu Lao Gate. Sport Captain, what's up?
I would like to discuss something with you.
Sure. Defeat Hu Feng, who is leading the scout unit.
Then you accept.
I bet he's 100 yards away. Yep. Oh, it was like 150. Close enough. It wasn't really difficult to discover the scout unit when you told me where they were, so it's not like I actually discovered it. You told me they're here, so I walked in that direction. If you would like to make it more challenging, you could maybe give me a clue as to where they are, or just be like, hey, if you find them while you're out and about, please take care of them. That would maybe make things a little bit more realistic, but...
Such great strength. I'm pulling back for now.
Fear the tiger of Zhangdong.
Okay. Anticlimactic. So that's all done. Right? It's not? Do I have to go back? Where is he? Oh, I'm stupid as hell. That wasn't even it. It's right here. Ah! Wait. Was it? I don't get scrolls from doing these, do I? No, I don't. Okay. I don't. So the symbol on the left, oh, I'm so stupid. The symbol on the left tells you what it is that you get. And so as far as I know, I completed everything. At least all the ancillary stuff that gives me scrolls. So now we're heading to Hu Lao Gate. I wanted to set up, traps at Shui Gate. just to see if I catch anything different. I actually haven't gone back to that watchtower to check that trap either, so I should do that right after I set these. So it doesn't seem to matter if they're close by, or so I'm just gonna spread them out a little bit. All right. Now let's head to that watchtower, which is right here. I put that trap there a while ago and actually forgot about it until now, so we'll check it out. And what do we got? Another chicken. Okay. All right. Hu Lao Gate it is. Okay. So they just... That map section just transports you to the closest waypoint that it's able to travel you to. That's like this. Certain elements of this are starting to make more sense. Some things that were originally frustrating me.
I've got some great stuff here.
I bet you do. No, you've got shit, dude. And I don't want to sell anything to you.
I appreciate your business.
It's probably not wise to, right? I mean, if I don't have a carry limit, I don't see the reason to sell him anything. Okay. Before I head here, I think I've leveled up. Oh, I thought I leveled up. That was my horse. There's our boy, and I did not mean to waste my Usu while riding my horse. Why did everybody's health thing disappear? What has happened to my HUD? What's going on? Not smart. Haven't you guys played the Dynasty Warriors games before? You know what happens when you rush into that gate. God. What's up, buddy?
There's only one of them. Don't pull back. Caution now.
No, you guys should know who that is. Don't they know who that is by now? This is the first somewhat decent cutscene that I've seen so far. Like, at least there's some action going on.
Red hair among horses. That's him.
Let's get out of here. There's no way we will survive.
I hope that battling you is at least,
Luo Yang is just beyond here. First, he has to fight the demon Yu.
ooh, it seems to be an extremely powerful officer. Oh shit, Sherlock.
It seems the enemy has an excess of strategic positions. They won't mind if we take this one.
Now, if you remember in previous installments, once you got to Lubu,
This is the perfect opportunity
you
to strike.
were possibly screwed. Like, he could kill you in one hit in Dynasty Warriors 4. If you felt cocky enough, you could attempt to try to kill him, like if it was your first playthrough. I love how many enemies are here. This is something I've wanted to see since I started playing this. Oh, I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will do that and not Lubu.
All units, forward! Capturing that base will weaken the enemy greatly. All units march!
I'm overzealous about it.
Capturing that base will
You just said that!
greatly. All units march!
It's all typical Dynasty Warriors. We already said this line of dialogue, but let's say it again because we don't think you heard it the first time.
Capturing that
Oh my god, we're saying it a third time now.
greatly.
Shut up!
All units march!
Stop hitting me. Okay, alright. I'm fully accept that was my fault. Obtained a gem.
Catapult! Fall back!
Windlord gem. Does it matter? I was trying to figure out this earlier. Does this matter where I equip these? Like if I put it here, does it matter? Is it still applicable? Because it you know, it also influences other things beyond like the trigger attacks or the reactive. Is it reactive? What's the other one called?
Target is that parcel of land. Prepare to move.
Is he gone? I got him. Okay. All right. I'm glad that I can at least end this video with
Our target is that parcel of land. Prepare to move.
our boy Lubu. Actually, I should have listened to how they pronounce his name in this because I'm always curious how they altered their pronunciations. I just know that when I was in China, it wasn't Lubu. They weren't saying like Lubu. Are these ours? Oh, these aren't ours. Stop that. This is mean. Stop it. Watch me destroy this thing, and it's something that belongs to us. I'm pretty confident it doesn't. It's just a waste of my time. Where do we want to go? You know what? I don't think I need to. Yeah, I don't need to do anything about that. We're gonna head over here.
All right. I need everyone to defend this area.
Because I'm in charge. Oh, he's got a demon thing next to his name, and he's glowing.
You have courage to stand before me, but no
All right.
mere insect
YOLO.
such as yourself will pass through Hu Lao
And he's taken off a significant amount of health. But he's only level 12!
Ferocious tiger!
Shit. Ah! No, no, no! Okay. My health was like a little sliver there. Okay, wait. I gotta retreat just a little bit. I gotta regroup here.
Clever. We can bounce back. Enemy is very well trained.
Shit. Shit!
That's all we got.
Get it together, Ghost.
This is a strategic location. It must be defended with our lives.
Behold my spiral flame!
He's done. That was it?
Hu Lao Gate open? What's going on?
Of everything in this game that has crushed me, I think that crushed me the most.
How could I be beaten by losers who could not even defeat Dong Zhuo?
I
Next time we meet, Your lives will be over.
I completely agree with you. I completely agree with you.
Lu Bu has been defeated. Let's sweep on into Luoyang.
I'm quiet because I'm seething a little bit. There's no scroll here. There's nothing here.
Such impressive might. I must begrudgingly respect your ability.
You are fools to challenge the tiger.
Okay.
Wow, that was awesome.
Really? Really?
Just watching you.
Fear the tiger of Zhongdong.
You guys, I'm crushed.
Well done. I have
Back when we were
enjoyed
playing
watching
Dynasty
you
Warriors
fight.
4, when it just came out and it was huge, like, Lu Bu was terrifying. If you had first started playing, if you've never played a Dynasty Warriors before, and he came out and you were like, oh, no problem, they're just over-exaggerating, you know, his strength, and he kills you in 2 hits. It's like, oh, shit. I am. I'm heartbroken as to how. I mean, yeah, it was a little bit of a challenge in that I had to refill some health, and that, you know, I had to. He was definitely out comboing me, and I had to pull myself together. Oh wait, no, I already said I'm putting all this towards attack. And like, if you were playing as a character like Zhao Qiao, for example, you couldn't just start the level and expect to defeat Lu Bu, at least easily. I think 90% of the time when I had just started with a new character who was at its base level or at a very low level, I just ran from him. I'm disappointed. I'm very disappointed. All right, I'm gonna go check my traps because I can see that something has been caught, and then I'm gonna cut it. I'm seething a little bit. That's why I'm quiet. Alright guys, so I think this is going to be it for my gameplay today. I recorded a few videos today, and I realize it's now 1 o'clock, and I actually have to do human things today, and adult things. So I'm going to cut it here, and hopefully I will be able to record a little bit tomorrow, maybe 1 or 2 videos tomorrow, we'll see. But otherwise, hope you guys enjoy your day. In the words of Bill and Ted, be excellent to each other. Love you. See you soon.